Okay, let's break this down. So, Trump just nominated Dennis Kirk, a guy tied to Project 2025 and Tulsi Gabbard's old team, to run the Interior Department's watchdog office. That's the same office now overseeing the reflecting pool scandal. Wait, what's the reflecting pool even about? Oh right, that's the controversial renovation project that's been leaking money and secrets for years. But here's the kicker. If you put a loyalist in charge of investigating a scandal linked to your own administration, isn't that like letting the fox guard the hen house? Personally, I think this nomination isn't just a bureaucratic shuffle, it's a test of how much people actually care about accountability in government. Let me explain why this feels like a bigger deal than most headlines suggest. First, let's talk about Project 2025. If you've been online this decade, you've probably heard that name thrown around as this shadowy playbook for reshaping federal agencies. But here's what people miss: Project 2025 isn't just policy, it's personnel. By placing someone like Kirk, a known architect of that plan, into an oversight role, it's not just about controlling the narrative, it's about embedding loyalty into the machinery of accountability itself. What many don't realize is that inspectors general aren't supposed to be political. They are the last line of defense against corruption. So when you stack that role with a partisan, you're not just bending the rules, you're rewriting the constitution of oversight. Now, Dennis Kirk worked under Tulsi Gabbard. Let's pause here. Gabbard's tenure as DNI was, let's say, polarizing. She oversaw some of the most secretive intel operations of the Trump era, right? So putting her former deputy in charge of auditing taxpayer-funded projects, like the reflecting pool, it's like hiring a former Enron accountant to audit the SEC. One thing that immediately stands out is how this nomination weaponizes the concept of experience. Kirk's resume is technically impressive, but whose interests is he really serving? The public's? Or the political machine that got him here? And let's not forget the reflecting pool itself. This isn't just a fancy fountain in DC, it's a symbol. A monument that's supposed to honor history is now a metaphor for what's rotting in plain sight. The renovation's budget ballooned from $30 million to $300 million, right? And now the watchdog looking into that mess would report to someone handpicked by the very administration that approved those contracts. From my perspective, this isn't about plumbing, it's about power. Who gets to ask hard questions? Who decides which truths stay buried under marble and concrete? But here's a twist most overlook: this nomination might backfire politically. Younger voters, especially, are hyper-aware of institutional decay. TikTok sleuths have been dissecting Project 2025 memes for years. So while Trump's base might cheer another deep state purge, the broader electorate could see this as confirmation that accountability is just theater. What this really suggests is a long game, replacing every cog in the system until there's no institutional memory left. No one left to say, wait, this isn't how we've always done it. So where does this leave us? If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just a DC insider story. It's a case study in how democracies slowly erode through personnel choices. The slow drip of replacing judges, auditors, scientists, and now watchdogs. The scariest part: most people don't notice until it's too late. Which makes me wonder, what other oversight roles have quietly flipped in the last few years? And more importantly, what happens when we realize there's no one left to watch the watchers?